Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for another edition of NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan along with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Doris Burke will be reporting from the sidelines. Home court advantage goes to the Cavaliers playing here in Quicken Loans Arena. So Cleveland will get the first possession. All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. On the floor for San Antonio, the always reliable Parker and Green in the backcourt. Duncan out there with LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Leonard in at the three.
And one thing that everybody loves about Coach Pop is his frankness. You get a taste of it in interviews, but he's as honest and straightforward with you as he is with anybody else.
And here's Cleveland. It's tipped. Here's Irving. He hits it from 9. Irving's got the first basket of the game for Cleveland.
Good make to get things underway.
Yeah, and always a relief, I think, to get those first points out of the way and actually get that first sweat and that first bit of contact in the game, because it just settles you down a little bit.
Now here's Green. Pass to Duncan. Back to Green. Fires for 3. The Cavaliers pull it in. And it's sent back by Aldridge. San Antonio's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Duncan kicks to Aldridge. Back to Duncan. Outside, Green. A three-pointer is right on target. Green's got himself on the board with 3 there. The Cavaliers have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. And the call will be against Tony Parker. That is his first foul of the game. And so just over a minute and a half played. Here's LeBron. Bounces high off the rim and drops. LeBron's got his first points of the game.
Great assist that time by Kyrie Irving.
San Antonio's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Green inside the three-point line. Love grabs the board. Well, what a season for Kyrie Irving last year. Huge moments for him. 57-point outburst against San Antonio. That was a new franchise record for the Cavs.
I think a lot of it was finally being able to play with other all-stars, quite honestly, Kevin. But you can't discount the work Irving put into the offseason to be ready for the regular season.
And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. James, no good.
Boy, there was no hand in his face right there. I thought for sure he was going to knock that down.
And for Irving, he did come into last year hot. I mean, he won the MVP in international play while with Team USA.
Now here's Leonard. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The baseline J. Here's Aldridge, and he goes in for the dunk.
And just scrapes and claws for that offensive rebound and doesn't take any chances there with the putback.
Jay, strong work all around, and the rebound and the stuff both. Wow.
Yep, he stayed with it all the way and got his reward at the end.
Duncan with the block. And he's going up for the alley-oop. The pass to Shumpert. The feed to Love. Takes it off the glass.
And for Kyrie, taking home the MVP and a Team USA tourney like that, it's a huge ego boost. I mean, of all the stars on that team, he shined the brightest. And I think that's going to help his confidence for this year.
Here's Duncan. Following the basket by Kevin Love. Parker outside. Good D by Irving. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Leonard with the steal. 11 feet away. No good. Cavaliers go the other way with it. And it's Shumpert penetrating. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a three-point play.
You know, huge height advantage there, but because of the great body control, he's able to cancel it out.
Agreed. The body control essential in that situation. I mean, if you're giving up a bunch of height, then you better be able to manufacture things in the air.
And the Cavaliers will go with a different look here. Anderson Varejau's checked in for Mozgov. Thompson comes in for Kevin Love. J.R. Smith's checked in for LeBron. And it's Williams in for Irving. So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. West is checked in for Duncan. Diaw comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Manu Ginobili, he's checked in for Green. It's Mills in for Tony Parker.
And guys, the first year for David Blatt, he was second guessed at every turn. And that happens when you are picked to make the finals, but also when you coach LeBron James.
Jefferson's checked in for Iman Shumpert. Spurs trail by 4. Now Ginobili. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
You know, guys, I would call that methodical but explosive. You know, he waits for the opportunity, and then boom, right to the rack. And, you know, guys, Manu Ginobili's relationship with Greg Popovich has been really interesting over the years. In the beginning, Pop obviously had a rigid system. Ginobili played with a lot more freestyle and freewheeling nature. The two clashed heavily early on, as one might expect.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Kev, I caught up with Coach David Blatt. He knows this won't be an easy game, especially defensively. And he talked about how difficult it is to contain shooting guard Manu Ginobili. He told me Ginobili is one of those right-brain scorers. He just sees the game just slightly differently. An angle to get by his man or an opportunity to draw contact. And, of course, he can really do it all. Drive, shoot, and pass. Kevin, Ginobili, without a doubt, one of the more well-rounded and competitive players in the entire league.
All right, Doris, thank you very much. Getting back to Ginobili and Popovich, everyone thought Popovich would break Ginobili of his reckless ways, but in fact, you know this, it was the opposite.
Yeah. You know, Pop recognized he had something special in Ginobili, and it ended up changing his own philosophy, I mean, which I think speaks to the greatness of Greg Popovich. I mean, he was quoted as saying, you know, he does things, Ginobili, that win games. It taught me to watch a little bit more and not be so micromanagement-like, and I'm not sure Pop's ever said that about anybody else. Man, it's close, but, you know, didn't get on balance quick enough.
Yeah, and as quick as players are at this level, in this day and age, I mean, you've got to be perfect in your anticipation to draw the charge.
First one falls for him. That one falls, so he hits both of them.
And that's another area where he is just a superb player. Excellent at the free throw line.
It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Smith with the defensive effort.
And boy, has he been struggling big time here in the quarter.
Yeah, he's played tight. I mean, you can see it. No flow at all to his game right now.
Williams with the ball. There's the three. And he gets it to go. Williams has got 5.
How about that move? You'll see very few players able to pull off just sensational stuff.
And that concludes the first quarter of play. Cavaliers lead by 6. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Quicken Loans Arena. Tim Duncan closing out what's been a remarkable career, a Hall of Fame career. We heard from teammate Manu Ginobili about what Tim's meant to the San Antonio Spurs.
He really transformed the franchise. He's one of the best players ever. 4 championships, and 2 MVPs, and if somebody deserves it, it's him.
Osmano saying Duncan, no doubt the long-term face of the Spurs franchise and arguably their best player ever, which brings up the conversation, Greg, of where he stands all-time League One.
Well, he's right there. And listen, let's give him a little more credit, Manu. He's got 5 rings now, having won that championship 2 seasons ago. But look, Kobe's in that category with 5 rings and an MVP as well. So he's an all-time great. I don't know how you rank him, but when you have a conversation about the best ever, Tim Duncan will be in.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And from what we've seen from the Cavaliers, what do you guys see?
Not much room to operate offensively. The defense has been stifling through the first.
Greg, they haven't given up a lot of easy chances at all.
On the court for San Antonio, Parker and Green are the guard pairing. Aldridge out there with Ginobili, and it's West in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Cavs were poised to make a huge run last year in the playoffs, swept the Celtics in the first round, but it cost them.
Yeah, even though they did get that sweep, they lose Kevin Love for the rest of the way, and that put a big hurdle in their quest for the title.
And San Antonio has possession following the score by Cleveland. Parker kicks to Aldridge. Dishes it to Ginobili. Pocket 6. High post try. No good off the back of the rim.
A slight advantage for them in the rebound department, but that oftentimes is all it takes.
Especially, Greg, when you're scoring the ball at a decent clip the way they have. I mean, they've done exactly what's necessary to take the lead.
Second quarter of basketball, just over a minute and a half played. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face. Ginobili's got 5 now. The Cavaliers leading by 7. Timeout is called. First of the game for the Cavaliers.
Manu Ginobili is one of the toughest guys you'll ever meet. That goes not just for the NBA, but any sport. A true competitor in every sense of the word.
Mozgov, he's checked in for the Cavaliers. And San Antonio with the change here, too. Duncan's checked in. On defense, San Antonio. They trail by 7. On the topic of Ginobili, he's the guy who, when things aren't going well for your team, takes things into his own hands. He takes over, tries to coordinate. His will to win is, as Greg Popovich will tell you, out of this world.
I mean, he's not just physically tough, but as mentally tough as anybody, arguably, who's ever played the game. What a big-time performer and a big shot maker.
Here is Love, following the basket by Tim Duncan. Love the pass to James. Picked by Mozgov. Dellavedova kicks to Irving. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Dellavedova. And it's 7 points for Kyrie Irving. Spurs trail by 8. Parker left side. From past the arc. And again, it's the Spurs from deep.
Tit for tat right there, huh, guys?
Didn't take them long at all, fellas, to get those 3 points back.
LeBron drives in. Passes to Irving. Kicks to Dellavedova. Plenty of space. Rebound San Antonio. And here is Aldridge. He's got 5. It's Ginobili outside. Rebound Love.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Here's Irving. Nice 4 for 7 from the floor with that shot.
Boy, he's really doing a nice job taking advantage of what the defense is giving.
The Spurs have gone 4 of 7 from the field in this second quarter so far. Outside Aldridge. Ginobili against LeBron. Ginobili outside. Ginobili can't get that one to fall.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
Irving drives in. Fades. Shot misses. Spurs trail by 7. Duncan kicks to Ginobili. 1:56 left in the first half of basketball. Fires for 3. That's good. Ginobili's got 8.
Defender there in the neighborhood, but not quite close enough. Good shot.
This season, Clark, the Spurs kept on winning as usual. They passed the Lakers, in fact, for the best winning percentage all time for a franchise.
Well, some of that has to do with the struggles the Lakers had last season, but more of it is credit to the Spurs. Consistency and high-quality play has been who they are and have been for 2 decades.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game.
And with the Spurs and their winning percentage, it's right above 60. Not bad for a team that joined the NBA back in 1977.
Catching up on the changes for Cleveland. Anderson Varejão's checked in for Mozgov. Smith comes in for Kevin Love. Shumpert is checked in for Matthew Dellavedova. And Mo Williams subbed in for Irving. Now here's Mills. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Duncan misses.
A lot of the Spurs' success, guys, with their winning percentage has come since the 90s. The way they are put together, who knows how high they can push that franchise winning percentage.
Parker against Williams. Now here's Parker. Duncan with a screen on Williams. Just 5 to shoot. Nobody near Parker. Whistle blows. That's going to be a travel. And Cleveland making a change here. Thompson's checked in. The Spurs also with the sub. West is checked in for Tim Duncan. Here's Williams. He has 5. There's 38 seconds left in the first half of the game. They set the pick. No one near Smith as he lets it go. The basket is good off the assist from Williams. And the Cavaliers lead by 11. The Spurs have gotten exactly half their shots to go down here in the second. 5 of 10. Now here's Mills. Guarded by Shumpert. And Mills kicks to Diaw. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a 3-point play.
Yeah, heard the whistle and then kept his focus and able to still knock it down.
And, Greg, to be able to take the bump like that and maintain control, that's not easy to do. I know you're kind of a little fella, but I was a big guy when I played, so I know how difficult that is. That was impressive.
I see.
And he'll be shooting his first free throw of the game here. And here are the Cavaliers now. They've led by as many as 11 points. Here is Williams. Thompson, a screen on Parker. Williams attacking. Terrific design on the big play. He lays it in. Williams has got 7.
Nice work on the inside. Hard to get that one up and over the big fella.
Well, it's not supposed to be easy down there, and a little artistry on the inside helped him make it happen.
And the first half is now in the books. Cavaliers on top. They're up by 10. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Coach, you're going to have to climb a bit of a hill here in the second half. What are you telling your guys they need to do to turn this thing around?
I think we just moved the ball.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We welcome you. It's Cleveland out on top at halftime. They lead by 10. And let's go to Shaq. What did you think of their first half?
Well, Ernie, Kenny, the offense was running really well. And their shooting percentage was outstanding, and it wasn't just luck. It's because the offense never allowed the opposing defenders to get comfortable.
And over to Kenny. What did you think about the Spurs?
They need to look into areas where they can gain an advantage. Rebounding is largely a hustle stat. Right now, they're getting out-rebounded. They need to commit to changing that. Those extra opportunities afforded by better rebounding are key for them.
And that's going to do it for now, as the second half is almost ready to get started.
second half just about to get going here. Kyrie Irving really making a difference here.
How about the magic touch he had on display there in that first half in terms of finding his teammates? Just a plethora of assists.
Plethora, you're going deep into that dictionary of yours, man. It's not a common occurrence with this guy, though. Typically, he's more of a finisher, but that's not been the case in this one.
LeBron and Love are the talented pair at the forward position. Amon Shumpert is out there with Irving, and it's Mozgov in its center. That's the group starting the second half for David Blatt. Well, we know the Mozgov started last season with the Nuggets and then was traded to Cleveland midway through the season.
And what an impact he made on the Cleveland Cavaliers, particularly at the defensive end. His size and his activity really helped the Cavs become outstanding at the defensive end.
A nice shot by Aldridge.
Excellent communication on the inbound play there, guys. He got in a good position, and the pass was as it needed to be, on time and on target.
It's a pick by Love. Irving with the ball. Picked up by Aldridge.
That's his second personal foul. First team foul.
And Shumpert kicks to Mozgov. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. And the Cavaliers lead by 10.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Well, when you look at the assist totals, heck, they've been clearly the better team.
And there's the call on James. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, that's a tough call right there, and really a tough break for the D.
Greg, no problem for me with that call. I mean, he was still sliding right there.
Parker against Irving. Aldridge dishes to Leonard. And stolen by James. And here we go. Shumpert running it up the court. He feeds it to LeBron. Great D that time from Leonard.
Boy, I tell you what, guys, he's an extremely strong finisher. I'm surprised he wasn't able to power that through the defense.
And stolen by Love. Now it's Shumpert running. He can go all the way. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. And now a 12-point Cavalier lead.
No doubt that is within his range.
Well, I would hope so. He's a pro, and it was only a one-footer. Come on now.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over.
And for Kevin Love, such a big part of that Minnesota Timberwolves franchise. I mean, they drafted him 5th overall back in 08, and really he had been their catalyst his entire career. Even last year when he decided he finally wanted out, he helped the Wolves land Andrew Wiggins in the trade that shook the league.
And we're just about a minute and a half into the third quarter of basketball. Outside, Green. Left side, Leonard. Lock at 6. From outside the arc. It's rebounded by Cleveland. Kevin Love, and we've kind of gone over some things in Minnesota with Greg, but Clark, Kevin Love probably wasn't long for the Timberwolves.
Yeah, it was time for fresh scenery, and that's why the Cavs offered up the house, including Wiggins, who eventually became Rookie of the Year, for the chance to get Love.
Parker passes to Leonard. Takes the 13-footer, and it's good off the back of the rim and in. Leonard's got his first basket.
He's got to be a little embarrassed for joining the Paratroopers club on that pump fake.
Kawhi Leonard, with another great season last year, earned his first Defensive Player of the Year award with his outstanding play.
And for Leonard, he became the first perimeter player to win one since 2004. That just shows you how incredible his defense was at times.
Cavaliers making a switch here. Jefferson's checked in.
Sublime stuff, guys. Absolutely sublime.
Clark, he's going to start putting on a show now.
And that's usually how it goes. Once they get that lead, it's almost like they give him free rein.
That was a nice replay brought to you by Kia.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And really a reflection of their superior effort level to this point. It seems to me they've gone after this win a little bit more.
Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
Duncan with a screen on up. Aldridge kicks to Ginobili. Back to Aldridge. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A three-point play chance here.
Hit. Shooting one.
And for LaMarcus Aldridge, always praised for his terrific shooting. His rebounding, as we know, Greg, has always been fantastic. Over the past 2 seasons, he's averaged double-digit boards.
And that's why so many teams wanted him in this last free agency period. His ability to put points on the board as well as clean the boards. What a deadly combination.
Mozgov dishes to Love. Marvelous lead pass, and he throws it down.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
Feeds to Leonard. Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it. And hits.
Boy, he really bungled that finish.
To the wing right side. Jefferson. Tim Duncan grabs the miss. Spurs trail by 16. He kicks it to Parker. And Leonard has it in the corner. Jacks up a three. And James pulls it down. James has got 3 rebounds so far in the game.
You know, on the topic of Aldridge's rebounding, I mean, he doesn't do it by banging people around. He does it with positioning, timing, and length. And you can say that about most of his game. Quietly, effective, and impactful.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass. The one-hand slam is so sweet when it's his hand doing the slam.
Oh, yeah, he is so smooth, even on a power finish like that.
And really, that's what makes him unique, that combination of power and polish.
Looking at who's out there now for the Cavaliers. Thompson, he's checked in for Mozgov. Smith comes in for Kevin Love. And Mo Williams subbed in for Jefferson. The Spurs also changing it up. West is checked in for Duncan. Diaw comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Mills in for Parker. It's Ginobili outside. Excellent D there from Williams.
Hey, guys, going back to Aldridge, last season was a difficult one for him. He had the torn ligament in his left bum, but still fought through it to become the Blazers' all-time leader in rebounds.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by James.
They're fortunate that one was just deflected and not stolen. Dodged a bullet there.
And here's Leonard from 3. And that one's good. Leonard's got 5 points now this quarter. The Cavaliers leading by 15. Irving attacking. And he gets it to go.
They're getting on the roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from inside the paint area.
There's got to be a wall of defense when it comes to attacking the paint. Plain and simple. Just a boneheaded play there, guys. Plain and simple.
Well, tell me how you really feel about that, Greg. But you're right. I mean, mistakes like that will keep you from cutting deficits, no doubt.
Anderson Varejau's checked in for Cleveland. Green, he's checked in for San Antonio. LeBron drives in. Here's Smith. Yes, it's James picking up the assist. Smith's got 5 points so far.
Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
Yeah, high percentage shots are what they are getting in terms of the attempts, and that's just not going to get it done. They've got to figure it out. Well, you know that Kawhi Leonard has an incredible reach with his arms, but even his hands are just massive, measured at 10 inches long and 11 inches wide. Wow.
Well, to give some perspective on Leonard's hand size that Greg was talking about, Clark, those measurements, 11 by 10, are what you typically would find on 7-footers. Well, this kid's 6'6", 6'7".
Yeah, and I'm 6'9", and I'm about 9 by 7, okay?
Huh.
So that just lets you know.
Wow.
The only other hands comparable to that, Dr. J.
Ooh, yes, huge. Shumpert is checked in for LeBron. Well, you go back last season, the Cavs had a very slow start to the year. Not surprising. They had a lot of new faces and people they were bringing together. Clark didn't look like the powerhouse they would end up being as a result.
Well, you know, they were kind of fumbling and bumbling around in the 5th and 6th spots in the East for the first half of the season. Made some changes, though, through trade, and that got them going, I think.
Diao, the pass to Mills. He dishes it to West. Battles through traffic and lays it in. West has got his first points in this one. Now Williams. No good there. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Cavaliers lead by 19. And right after this, we'll bring you this. Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. Cleveland leading by 19 points. On the floor for San Antonio starting the fourth quarter. Parker out there with Mills. Then there's LaMarcus Aldridge. Then there's Duncan. And it's Green in at the small forward. And the dunk by Love.
Yeah, terrific play right there. Great strength to finish through the contact.
That's exactly how it should be done. Get the bump, concentrate on the shot, and you'll get the bucket too.
And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for the Cavaliers.
Guys, the passing we've seen from them has been tremendous. Very unselfish.
Yeah, and something else they've done all through this one is knock down the mid-range jump shot whenever they've had the chance.
And it's Parker in the corner. Out left to the wing. Aldridge kicks to Parker. Shoots it up. Another one falls for San Antonio.
All right, let's go.
So it's the Cavaliers now. Outside jumper. Oh, that's not as easy as he made it look, guys. You've got to have some skills to pull that baby off.
Well, he's got plenty of those skills necessary.
And you know what?
Man.
That man can climb a ladder. And he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the deep.
The dish to Smith. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely. And the Cavaliers lead by 21. And San Antonio shooting 41% for the game. Parker outside. And that's collected by Love. Cavaliers have gotten all three of their shots to drop here in the fourth quarter. They came out of the break on a roll. J.R. Smith on the wing, covered by Mills. No good with the elbow jumper.
Awesome defense. I mean, he'll hit those unless you're right in his grill.
There's Green with the three. That's good.
You know what? That was good defensive effort. But on a shooter like him, sometimes it just isn't enough.
And the Cavaliers call time here.
You know, you take a look at this group of Spurs and you wonder if they've peaked. I mean, it seems you say that a lot with this team and they prove you wrong. But Popovich said last year he feels it might actually be the case.
Looking at who's out there now for the Cavaliers. Mozgov, he's checked in for Thompson. LeBron comes in for J.R. Smith. And Irving subbed in for Mo Williams. And Kevin Love, the bucket with the assist by James. And it's 9 points for Love. You know, one thing about this San Antonio team, they just didn't go away last year. Pop himself said he felt they peaked in the 2014 finals.
You know, and you wonder if what Pop said is true. Spurs lost in the first round last year, and they'll be going through a lot of changes in the near future. And with the way they run that organization, they'll still be competing, I believe, for quite some time. They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
Got that bucket in no time at all. 11 points for Tony Parker.
That's a dozen straight points coming off the triple.
Yeah, Greg, you know, they're having free reign from beyond the arc. The defense is just not there.
And you know what? Just a little too much heat on that pass for him to come up with the steal.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that was going to be a tough catch for either one of them.
San Antonio making a switch here. Leonard's checked in. On defense, San Antonio. It's a 16-point game, and it's Irving missing.
When he's wide open like that, he'll rarely miss those.
To the inside, and stolen by Kyrie Irving. And that one's good, Shumpert.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
And, you know, it doesn't matter how good your defense is on the perimeter if you're going to allow easy ones inside like that.
They get it back.
And the rebounding has been key to their success here tonight.
It has been a lopsided battle on the boards, no doubt.
And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the fourth. And good on the basket. Book it.
Nicely done. They continue to attack inside, and that's 10 points in a row in the paint.
If you can't stop it, here it comes. I'm right at you.
Parker kicks to Ginobili. Spurs passing it around. 4 on the shot clock. And here's Leonard from 3. Cavaliers with the rebound. LeBron's got his 5th rebound in this one. Pass to Shumpert. To the paint. There's Mozgov. James right side. It's rebounded by Aldridge. Aldridge has got his 3rd rebound on the night. It's Ginobili outside. Once again off the mark by San Antonio.
He is just really almost playing for the other team. The shooting has just been poor.
Irving drives in, and the basket good.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Cavaliers.
Clark, what do you think was the deciding factor in this one?
Simply field goal percentage. They shot the ball much better than the opponent.
And beyond the actual result of this game, fans are going to look back and see this was just a monstrous performance for Irving. A big part of their success was his ability to keep the ball moving, finding guys when they would flash open.
On the wing, James. Lots of room. Offensive rebound. Powered down with both hands.
The fans are just loving what's going on here tonight. A really good win for the home team.
It sure is. I mean, they kept this crowd in the game, gave them plenty to cheer about, and really used that home court advantage to their advantage. They've shown effort and aggression in the paint right from the tip. Their rebounding edge is impressive.
And they're giving themselves extra possession and have taken advantage of it, and that's critical. You can shoot a few lesser percentage if you're getting more opportunities at the rim.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Cavaliers. So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. David West, he's checked in for Duncan. Diaw comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Daniel Green, he's checked in for Manu Ginobili. And it's Mills in for Parker. And Mills kicks to Diaw. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. Out of bounds, Cleveland takes possession.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. Terrible turnover.
27 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And they can just dribble the ball until the buzzer.
Yeah, exactly. They got to be happy with the outcome here.
Elated, you're right. Smith on the wing. For 3. that one's good.
Didn't take their time in wrapping this game up. They came out with a sense of urgency.
Nice ending spurt to polish it off. Once they had him on the ropes, they started throwing haymakers at him.
The whole knockout blow.
And so it's Cleveland taking care of business in this. It was a tale of two teams tonight. One that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and Clark the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
Well, I think these fans, too, Kevin, gave their team a tremendous lift. I mean, they never gave up on them. From the opening tip until the end of the game, they were in it. And that certainly helped this crew get to the W.
Kevin, you guys had a tremendous second half. What were the things that had to happen to win this game?
No, we all contributed tonight, and if we have a well-balanced, scoring and
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Hi again, everybody. This is Kyrie Irving.
Kyrie, whew, I mean, this dude is a composed, mature leader. Along with all that mental strength, he's got such an incredible feel for the game. He runs the floor, he passes beautifully, and he can shoot from lights out from anywhere on the court.
A tremendous night of shooting the basketball for him tonight. He was nearly 60% from the field. Ernie, 60. That's Shaq-like numbers. Okay, that's Kenny Smith-like numbers. I'm telling you, this guy was outstanding. I love the way he shot it all over the place.
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight. But we're